Ladies and gentlemen, right now inside of USAID, there is an absolutely massive scandal unfolding at this very moment. You see, just yesterday, an internal email got leaked in which the acting executive secretary of USAID was caught directing USAID staffers to delete incriminating documents from inside of the agency. And yes, that is highly illegal. Now, before we take a look at that leaked email, I've got a clip I want you guys to watch.
Congressman, why do you think Democrats are trying to shut down the government?
Because I think they're trying to inflict as much pain in a political type situation, and that's very pitiful. And also, they want to shut down DOGE because it's getting very close to home, and they know it. They're getting calls from their big contributors saying, hey man, we're getting this federal money, and y'all getting ready to cut it off. We're not going to be able to feed the trough, the campaign trough.
You guys hear that? The reason why the Democrats are so desperate to shut down the government right now is because they're panicking that DOGE is unearthing all of their corruption at places like USAID. And just to be very clear, just yesterday, 213 Democratic House representatives voted to shut down the government. So yeah, right now, they are freaking out. But okay, folks, what do you say we actually take a look at this leaked email? Here it is, incriminating word for incriminating word. Good afternoon. Thank you for your assistance in clearing out our classified safes and personnel documents from the Ronald Reagan building. This event will take place all day. Shred as many documents as you can first and reserve the burn bags for when the shredder becomes unavailable for use or needs a break. If you need to use the burn bags, do not overfill and ensure the burn bag can be closed with staples at the top. The only labeling required on the burn bags are the words secret and USAID in dark Sharpie if possible. Thank you so much, Erica Y. Carr, Acting Executive Secretary of USAID. So folks, that is about as incriminating as it possibly gets. The Acting Executive Secretary of USAID, a woman named Erica Carr, just got caught red-handed directing her staffers to burn and shred incriminating evidence, which in this case is a federal crime. Now, before we keep breaking all of this down, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, folks, here's what's actually crazy about all of this. Not only do we now have a smoking gun for the sort of illegal behavior that's been going on at places like USAID, but also yesterday, CNN was forced to admit that DOGE's ongoing work to cut out waste, fraud, and abuse from our federal government is actually popular amongst the majority of Americans. Take a look at this.
When we're talking about the cuts that DOGE is bringing about, how are they feeling about
Yeah, this to me was one of the more shocking figures that I saw. Made me go, wait a minute, hold on one second. Whoa! Americans on Trump and Joe's efforts. Musk and DOGE should influence government spending and operations. Look at this. 54%. The majority say that he and they should. How about approve of Trump trying to cut staff at government agencies? Again, you get a majority here. 51%. So yeah, Elon Musk might not be that popular, but these cuts and the idea of spending cuts, at least within the federal government and cutting at government agencies, that actually has majority support. I was truly surprised by this, Kate, but the numbers are the numbers.
Well, there is a view that cuts across Democrat and Republican of people thinking that Washington is too big, bloated federal government, waste, fraud, and abuse. I mean, those are drain the swamp is what people run on over and over again. How do they feel? What do they think they're actually cutting?
Yeah, what do they think they're actually cutting? Democrats want to argue that the type of spending that Musk is cutting is mainly necessary programs, but that comes in at just 36%. The wasteful spending actually wins the plurality here at 42%, according to a recent Washington Post Ipsos poll. And I think that is the reason why you see that when it comes to Musk and DOGE, you see, in fact, the majority believe he should have some influence because they believe, the plurality believe, that he is cutting wasteful spending, not necessary programs that Democrats are arguing.
You hear that, folks? Not only is DOGE popular amongst the majority of Americans, but people have also overwhelmingly rejected the Democrats' ongoing narrative that DOGE is cutting out necessary programs. People just aren't falling for the never-ending lies of the progressive left anymore, because everyone knows that they have absolutely zero substance and just completely crumble when exposed to the slightest amount of scrutiny. In fact, take a look at this.
Criticize, say, what DOGE is doing. We say, well, which part specifically? Because we put all of the actions of the DOGE team on the doge.gov website and on the DOGE handle on X. So we post the receipts. It's just like this action has been taken, this action has been taken. So when we get criticism, we say like, of what? Which line do you disagree with? Like which cost saving do you disagree with? And then people usually can't think of any.
No.
So
it's transparent line by line.
It's transparent line by line.
And so, folks, here's the real truth. The Democrats know that they have absolutely no platform to stand on right now. Their approval ratings are at an all-time low, and as we just saw, well over half of the country actually supports everything that DOGE is currently doing. And so it's for all of those reasons that the Democrats are currently behaving like this. Like a bunch of deranged, spoiled children, they're engaging in domestic terrorism nationwide because they're not getting what they want. And by the way, when we call this sort of behavior domestic terrorism, that's really what it is. In fact, take a look at this.
Mr. President, you talked about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists because...
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. You know, I've stuck up for the NFL. I've stuck up for a lot of American companies and other companies, but American companies. I did a very big favor for the NFL. I do favors for all. When you heard an American company, especially a company like this, supplies so many jobs that others are unable to do, when you do that, those people are going to go through a big problem when we catch them. And we have you get a lot of cameras up. We already know who some of them are. We're going to catch them. And they're bad guys. They're the same guys that screw around with our schools and universities, the same garbage. And no, we're going to catch them. And let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
And you know what? Thank God for that. For 4 years during the Biden era, these unhinged progressive radicals acted with complete and total impunity, pretty much doing whatever they wanted. So between you and me, I have to say, it's just so refreshing to have a president back in the White House who actually cares about maintaining law and order. And it's very clear that the Democrats don't care about law and order one single bit. Between blowing up Tesla dealerships and shredding, burning, incriminating evidence, that's transparently clear. And so as a reminder, this is why the Democrats are currently panicking and freaking out so much right now. This is why they're so desperate to stop the Trump administration in its tracks and shut down the Department of Government Efficiency. Because as we all know now, their entire political machine, the political machine of the progressive left, was funded by corruption inside of the federal government. The political activism of the left, funded by USAID, as well as various other slush funds that the Department of Government Efficiency is now shutting down. Their protests, funded by George Soros, USAID, and other corrupt entities that are now being exposed. Their media presence, completely astroturfed by government handouts to the progressive news networks. And so now, what happens when all of that corruption and fraud starts getting exposed and shut down? Complete and total Democratic meltdown. And so, folks, that right there is exactly why, at this very moment, the progressive left is engaging in domestic terrorism, trying to blow up Tesla dealerships across the country. That is why they're trying to burn and shred incriminating evidence, and that is why they're trying to shut down the government. So, folks, you know what? Here's what I have to say. Thank God the Trump admin is actually doing something to stop all of this. But now, everyone, before I wrap up with today's video, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates as it relates to all of this. So if you guys use Facebook, go down below and check out the pinned comment and give that page a follow. But folks, that's going to be a wrap for this one. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there. It helps a lot. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you all very much for tuning in today. And of course, as always, stay safe.